Overwatch Stadium Theorycraft, Episode 2, Winston. Winston. Pick your favorite. Disclaimer. I've still only taught this to myself. This is pretty new to me. I'll probably do it wrong. Why Winston? He's a community favorite. The gorilla's funny. We like the gorilla. They fit in very well with Stadium. They are one of Overwatch's former golden heroes. They're marketable. They're fun to play with, they're fun to play, and they're fun to play against. People are currently having a problem with Zarya, and a brief look at the wiki says that Winston is a good counter to her. I'm not sure how correct that is, but I'll believe it. Powers. Chain Lightning. Yes, I stole a perk. Why is this not in the base game? This is a really good upgrade. It's a good way to start the build because your secondary fire hits a bunch of different enemies. And from range, this will combo well with other perks or items later. Sorry, powers, not perks. It's not really too strong, but if you think that it is, we can make these chain lightning do less damage on the ricochet. I'm not sure it does that already, but it probably does. Signal boost. Damaging barriers or shield health gives you 0.5% of weapon damage until you reload. Maximum 100. Soldier 76 has about the same thing, but it works slightly differently. It also works on anything except barriers. It's technically better, I think. And because it does this on reload, and unlike 76, Winston's reload gives you infinite ammo, you can kind of charge yourself up and then give yourself like 50% extra damage on ultimate, which that's cool. Short Circuit. This is also a perk. I'm not changing it except for the fact that it affects Bob, because I don't know why it doesn't affect Bob now. He might just be considered a player. That's probably why. Static. Hitting a fully charged secondary shot will hinder opponents for 3 seconds. Stunning would be more accurate, but stun isn't fun to fight against, so it's hinder. If you have the chain lightning thing, you can dive on to where you zapped, and if they're close enough for chain lightning to hit, then the slam attack will probably hit all of them, and this keeps them in that spot longer. It helps dive. That's a good thing for the dive hero, right? Regenerative barrier. I think I stole this one from perks too. Yes, I did. The only difference I've made for this one is that it is buffed by ability power. Winston's perks are really good. I feel like almost all or all of them should be part of his Stadium power set. Experimental Dome. This one is based on the cinematics because, well, funny explosive shield. Barrier projector explodes for 160 weapon I meant to make that purple. That's supposed to be ability damage. When destroyed or duration ends. It's very avoidable, just don't stand in the barrier, but people like standing in your barrier to shoot you, so that's great. 160 isn't enough to instant kill anything except Tracer, I think, and because of all of the health perks, it doesn't instantly kill anything unless you have a lot of ability power, which will also increase the the HP of the shield, I believe, so it neutralizes itself, gives more time for opponents to get out of the bubble. Condensed projection. Enemy players bounce off barrier projector. Not quite a cage fight, but you can get people stuck in it. You can also use it to block off choke points or escape routes, or it's area denial, basically. Mobile barrier. Using jump pack and projected barrier in the bubble refunds the cooldown for both abilities. Yes, this lets you jump midair. Who cares? Dive go burr. Flying scientist. Double airspeed and air control after using jump pack. You can go further and you can land your slam more precisely. This is also a dive go burr, but it also gives you escape tools. Giga Winston Slam. Jump pack does more damage the longer you spend airborne. This one is based off of the perk that lets you do more damage for how much time you spend in the air using slam after ultimate. That's hyper suspicious. Make it do a little bit less damage, or a little bit less modifier, I'm not entirely sure which one it is, and let it be not during the ultimate. I don't think they would give anything this name, but the name is funny. Gorilla Strength. Melee damage is increased by 40 weapon damage. This is probably my weakest idea. Maybe I should have put it with the weapon ones, but the ultimate is melee damage, so it's an ultimate power, right? If I made the quick melee an ultimate swing, then there's no point in using ultimate. Maybe I could have made an ultimate swing happen when you use jump pack. Focus Rage. Pressing secondary fire during primal range doesn't have the knockback. Sometimes you don't want to fling the target out of your range. Sometimes you do want to fling the target off of a cliff. This is a nice neutral ground between not having the ability to boop and not flinging your enemy farther away than you can keep attacking them. This has been the Stadium Theorycraft episode for Winston.